Joining me live now is Trade and Tourism Minister Don Farrell. Don Farrell, thanks for your time there in South Australia. Let's start with ASEAN. It seems like a productive gathering of leaders in Melbourne, but I guess it had its hiccups, didn't it? You had Paul Keating attacking the government on China and the Malaysian PM not seeing eye to eye with Australia or other countries on China. What did you make of it all?
Look, I thought it was a terrific few days. ASEAN is a very important ally to Australia, and of course it's been 50 years since the first link between Australia and ASEAN, and we want to build on what has been a very successful partnership. ASEAN have the prospect of being a fantastic trading partner for Australia. We're underdone there, Andrew. We should be doing more trade with ASEAN. We tend to fly over ASEAN countries into East Asia. We want to do more business with our ASEAN colleagues, and the general sentiment of the week was they want to do that trade with us.
Anwar Ibrahim said trying to contain China would only sow discord in the region. What's your reaction to that?
Look, I was actually at the meeting between Australia and Malaysia. Each of the countries in ASEAN have their own perspective on international relations. What I took away from the meeting that I attended with the Malaysian Prime Minister, that he wants what we want, which is a peaceful and prosperous Southeast Asia, and I'm sure that is his belief, his sentiment, and it certainly is the sentiment of the Albanese Labor government. We want a peaceful and prosperous region, and I think the events of this past week give us the best opportunity to build on that relationship and successfully build on that outcome.
All right, the Malaysian PM also had this to say about the wars going on at the moment. He said, why has the West been so vociferous, vehement and unequivocal in the condemnation of the Russia invasion of Ukraine while remaining utterly silent on the relentless bloodletting inflicted on innocent men, women and children of Gaza? What's your reaction to those comments?
Look, we don't step away at all from the policy positions that we have taken, whether it relates to the terrible war between Ukraine and Russia or the terrible events in the Middle East. We condemn the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and we call for Russia to cease and desist and withdraw its forces from Ukraine. We condemn the attack by Hamas on the 7th of October on innocent men, women and children in Israel. And of course we've called for a humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. So I think the position that Australia has adopted is a sensible position, and we'll continue to support that proposition.
Josh Frydenberg wants the PM to visit Israel. He's made comments in relation to that over the weekend. What do you make of that? Should he?
Well, of course, Josh isn't in Parliament anymore, so I guess he's free to make any comment that he likes. But our Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, was recently in Israel, and of course she's seen firsthand the events that are going on in the Middle East. I don't think you have to turn up there to understand what's happening in the Middle East. We'll continue to argue for a sensible resolution of the dispute between Israel and Gaza. It is terrible what's going on there at the moment, and we want to work with the rest of the world to try and bring about a sensible solution to the problems in the Middle East.
Paul Keating had a crack at Penny Wong and you defended her during the week. So in recent months you've defended both Ms Wong, a former rival of yours in South Australian Labor politics, and you've had some nice things to say about Kevin Rudd, the ambassador to the US you helped overthrow as PM. Does this show what a pragmatic game politics is, Don Farrell?
Well, it shows that you've got to respond to the issues as they exist at the time. Penny's been an outstanding foreign minister. I simply don't understand what Paul Keating must be thinking of when he makes these criticisms of Penny. She's going to be one of the finest. When we look back on her term as foreign minister, she'll be considered to be one of Australia's finest foreign ministers. She's working tirelessly. In fact, I don't know how she does it. To be honest with you, Andrew. She's visited every country in the Pacific region. She's visited every country other than Myanmar in Southeast Asia. She's lifted the reputation and the status of Australia in the region. I mean, why last week did we find that every leader of ASEAN was here in Melbourne? Well, it was because of the good work that she's been doing over the last 2 years. I don't think anybody would dispute that the previous 10 years we didn't do enough in our own region. We were focused on the United States, the United Kingdom. Penny, of course, has refocused us on our region. And of course, on any issue, I'd have to say that I think Penny understands Asia much better than Paul Keating ever will. As for Kevin Rudd, Kevin's doing a terrific job in Washington. You've only got to see the work that he did to get the legislation through the American Parliament on AUKUS. It was an amazing exercise. I caught up with him for dinner. We had a really good chat about the good old days when I was at APEC in San Francisco towards the end of last year. So credit where credit is due, Andrew. Penny's doing a fantastic job, and so is Kevin Rudd.